Hello, it's Ruth here from English Test Help. Today, you will improve your ability to describe a line graph and pass IELTS. The line graph below shows the number of subscribers to 3 different streaming services over 6 years. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. This is very important. Make comparisons. To pass IELTS Task 1 Writing Academic, you must be able to compare the different features of the chart. Pause the video and look at the chart. Do you understand it? Okay, I'm going to go through a couple of main ideas from what you can see. Number 1, there are 3 streaming services or entertainment platforms. Have you got Netflix in your country, or Amazon Prime or Paramount? Maybe your country has a different streaming service. Learn the vocabulary. The data shows the number of paying subscribers over 6 years. The focus is not on the streaming service like Netflix. Look at the title, pay attention. The focus is on the number of people who pay to have the service like Netflix on their device. Also notice the number of subscribers is given in millions. So see these numbers here on the vertical axis. They're not 1 or 3 or 4. No, 1 here equals 1 million. 3 equals 3 million. 4.5 equals 4.5 million. And notice we do not say the S. 3.5 million. Lastly, one of the streaming services did not operate in the first 2 years, and it stopped operating again at the end of the 5th year. So see streaming service 1, which is a blue line, it only ran for 3 years. So this is a big contrast that you must write about in your Task 1 writing response. Look at the graph again. Take your time. Notice the peaks, the dips, the beginnings, the endings. And see here, there is a crossover where one line crosses the other line. A peak, a crossover, or one line goes higher than the other one, and you have to learn important words to describe this. Notice streaming service 1 ran for a shorter time. Number 4, notice that streaming service 2 and 3 ended with the highest number of subscribers, but the grey line is slightly higher than the orange line. And also notice that streaming service 2, the orange line, the line goes up very sharply from year 1 to year 2. So when you're in the exam, look at all the obvious things first, the really big things. Okay, now we are ready to write. How can you write these? Look at the number 1. Streaming service 1 reached a peak in the second year. Or the number of people who subscribed to service 2 peaked in the second year. Learn how to successfully write the task 1, reached a peak. Or you can use the verb peaked. Now let's look at the second one. At the end of year 3, the number of subscribers to service 3 surpassed that of service 2. Surpassed. You can also use the verb overtook from the base verb overtake. All right, how can we describe the third one? It is clear that service 1 only operated from year 3 to year 5, which was half the time of the other services. Remember, to pass task 1 writing, you must be able to compare half the time of. All right, we've done 1, 2, and 3. What about number 4? By the 6th year, or we could say by the end, service 2 and 3 were still operating and had reached similar levels of subscribers at over 4 million. Service 3 had slightly more subscribers at this time. And the last big thing to notice is number 5. In year 1, service 2 experienced rapid growth. Its number of subscribers skyrocketed from just under 1 million to a little over 4 million. This was a 4-fold increase. Also notice IELTS Task 1, you need to be able to mix your verbs and nouns, grow or growth, skyrocketed, and the word increase you can use as a noun or a verb. Increased dramatically. We can also write rose sharply. Okay, we're going to put all of this together now in 3 paragraphs. Now, it's not exactly the same, but I'm trying to show you many different ways. Here is the first paragraph or the overview. The line graph shows the number of people who subscribed to 3 different streaming services over a period of 6 years. While all 3 platforms grew, one of them only operated for 3 years, from the 3rd to the 5th year. That was 41 words. Here is the second paragraph. The second streaming platform grew dramatically in the 1st to 2nd year, from less than 1 million subscribers to over 4 million. This was a 4-fold increase. In contrast, streaming service 3 went down in the same period. Then it started to get more subscribers and experienced steady growth all the way to the 6th year when it had the highest number of subscribers. It overtook its main competitor by the 4th year. Notice here I'm using the verb overtook. Remember, in the example sentence, I used the verb surpass. And the last paragraph. Streaming service 1 came late to the market in year 3. It started with 1.5 million subscribers and then rose to just under 3 million people by year 5 Then it stopped operating. For the 3 years it was in operation, it had fewer customers than the other 2 streaming services. Fewer than. Remember, you must be able to compare. What did you notice? This is very high level, level 9 IELTS, because the writer can use verbs and adverbs very well, like only operated, grew dramatically, and there's a range of verbs. The writer also can use the same words as a noun. So instead of operate, operation. Instead of grew, growth, for example. The writer also can express time very well. And look at all those little words like the, to, the, a period of. The little words are important. And notice the excellent vocabulary. Now write it out yourself and speak aloud as you go to commit the skills to memory. The first paragraph, pause the video and write it. Get it perfect. The second paragraph, pause again and write it. And the last paragraph, pause the video. You have written 165 words, perfect for IELTS Task 1. Thank you and good luck. I'm here to help you pass your test.